and still record afterwards because
Right.
recording is happening. Okay. Live stream is up. I'm gonna go check it on my phone, make sure we're both coming through just to be extra safe. I like to do that. It looks like on my screen we're at least coming through, which is a good sign. Sounds good. Looks good. We'll see if it continues. If we break anything, we break something, and then we'll move on from there.
Right, I got you.
All right, so hello everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Something to Listen to. We are back for another episode of the podcast, and we have another special guest today of Amani Fletcher. Welcome.
Hey guys.
So I am super excited for this episode as well. Amani is a longtime friend of mine. I met him in school, and he's just been one of the greatest people I've ever known since. Um,
Oh man, gotta stay on that.
if you don't know, yeah, no, this episode's gonna be a lot of glazing Amani besides Amani talking about himself. So, um, let's start off and just hear you talk about yourself.
Well, there's not much really to know about me, man. But I'm from Bloomington, Illinois. That's where I was born. I wouldn't say quite raised, but I was raised like my first part of my childhood there. And then like around maybe like third, fourth grade is whenever I ended up moving to Jacksonville, Illinois, and then that was like for a big part of my childhood. That's where, well, my childhood up anyway is where I was in Jacksonville. But yeah, and then went through a little bit of elementary school, then middle school, then high school. Um, High school is where I met this man right here. Yeah, this awesome man of a man, Isaac, but yeah. Like I said, there's not really much to know about me. Um, from like small town, and well, we actually met him. I met him in band, and that's where we actually got to start talking with each other. Then we had similar interests, nerd stuff,
Yeah.
um, and those stuff, and that's how we became uh close with each other. But besides that, and more about me, like what you were saying, yeah, like I said, I'm a pretty boring dude. I ended up moving to Texas, and after I graduated, COVID class, yeah, we didn't get no problem. I'm still mad about that. But yeah, I moved to Texas at that same year, maybe like June of 2020. I was living with my dad for a little bit. Then I had a couple of, well, not a couple, but I moved from my dad to living with my sibling that was also in Texas too, and then now I went from there to the Dallas Fort Worth area. So that's where I'm at now.
That's a busy place compared to at least Dallas is compared to
Oh, oh man, you're talking about that compared to Jacksonville, bro. It's night and day.
yeah.
It's night. You can't even call that in the same realm. It's like a different dimension almost, bro.
Yeah. I would love to. I have plans to eventually visit places like Dallas, and New York is a big spot on my list because for most of my childhood, it's just been a big place. Like all the nerd shit happens there, so I just always wanted to visit New York, but Dallas is another spot on that list. It's just like huge. It's like a big spot that you need to see.
Right. Yeah, there's so many different things. I'm still discovering stuff, and I've been in Texas for dang 5 years. Shoot, bro. It'll be 5 years in June. That's crazy to think about.
Yeah,
Man,
it's been a long time.
I'm getting old, man. I think I might hit that unk status pretty soon. Man.
uh,
scared of that Unk label, bro.
It gets scary. It's definitely scary getting
Yeah, easy. Wow. But yeah, there's all sorts of stuff, and I'm still discovering stuff. Like there's a whole lot of stuff that I didn't know, that I still don't know, that I want to know. Just living in the confines of Dallas and in Houston too. But I'm kind of cool with that, not like being in Houston because it was kind of crazy over there. But,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was definitely a different side of the world completely. So, we asked about your life, and so what are you up to nowadays? What do you partake in? What are you doing?
yeah, as far like I'm not like I'm just like working a standard 9 to 5. Well, I work the mornings now. I'm like 6 to. It's typically 6 to 2. That's what it's supposed to be. Sometimes I get off later. Like yesterday, I was scheduled 6 to 2. Didn't get off until like 5.
Mm,
So I mean, that's just how working does. But yeah, I'm just working a regular job. Um, I don't want to say what I do just because I want people like trying to. I don't
yeah.
think they would do that, but I just kind of just the extra layers of security.
Oh yeah,
But
for sure, man.
but yeah, like um I'm I'm a pretty big nerd, so I do watch some anime. Well, not some anime, a lot of anime, but here and there. But I have been slacking recently, so I'm trying to catch up to that because I was like moving a lot recently too, so I haven't had any time to do any of that. But besides that, I do play games, specifically Smash Brothers, which is how me and him met. Like I said, we met in band, but we bonded off of Smash
Hmm.
and any game that I play because that's the only system I really got right now. But if I had other systems, like if I had like a PlayStation or an Xbox or a PC, I would definitely be playing like different games, like the new Assassin's Creed that's about to come out. I want to play that. There's just a whole lot of stuff like Street Fighter 6. I've been wanting to play that for the longest, but hadn't had time to play it really. Rivals of Either 2. There's a lot of games I really wanted to dig my hands into, but I got the Smash machine down there, so I'll just be using that the entire time.
That's fair. Uh,
Besides the nerd culture stuff, I've been getting well. I like bowling. I haven't like done it too much recently, but I did it with my family not too long ago. That's like I really want to learn how to bowl a lot,
mhm.
so I want to like actually get into that more often. But that's probably going to be like somewhere, hopefully soon, not too far in the future. But who knows, man?
Yeah, that was something that I picked up. As I picked up golf recently. I didn't pick up bowling. I want to get into bowling. I've only been bowling like once, and I'd like to do it more. But I've gotten into golf recently, and that's another one of those like sports you don't think about too much, but you start playing it, and you're like having a lot of fun, and so you want to
Right,
play it more. But it's hard to find the time.
right, man. It's just so hard because another thing I've been like lacking as far as getting into the gym, but I have been going to the gym like way more recently now. So like I wake up at like 5, go to work at 6, get off between 2 and 5, go to the gym right after, you know, and then once I'm home, it's like 5 or 7 o'clock in the afternoon. It's like, dang, bro, that was like my entire day.
Yeah.
I mean, I had the off, thank goodness, but like those are like my rest days, though,
Mm.
because like I work the entire week, not only just at my job, but also working out right after too. So I just want to chill out because I also go to Sunday, like I also go to church on Sundays too. So it's like that's my rest day. I'm not going to like take that away, but it's kind of crazy that over here, bro. You can't really find time to do anything that you want,
I'm
so you got to
I'm
like schedule it very good.
yeah. I Obviously, Jacksonville is obviously not as big as Dallas, but I've been running into that problem too. I got so much that I want to do and not enough time to do it.
Right, right, man.
I,
I think it's mm, maybe I'm pretty sure just on my part, but I think it's just time management. I just got to do that a little bit better. Because if you really want to do something, you'll find the time to do it. So I think I just got to actually push myself to do it.
yeah, that's one thing that, especially getting out of high school, that I've been struggling with is motivation to do things. I feel like that's probably a lot of thing that a lot of things, a lot of
Right.
shoot, a lot of people's problem after high school is they don't really have motivation to do anything. They've been in high school for most of their life at that point, just because that's all they've known.
Right. I think that depends because if they go the college route, then there's a little bit more of a push there. But even there's some people that drop out of college or even after getting their degree, they find out their degree is useless. you
Yeah,
know, so, or like they just go to school for 5 plus 10 years and then they start their actual career right after that. So it's like it's almost no matter. I'm not going to say that exactly, but it's almost to where if you just go from high school to the workforce, the motivation is kind of low because, like what you said, you spent your entire youth into school, and then now you're just kind of on your own. You don't know what to do. And then if you do go to college, you're spending more of your time, more of your effort, more of your energy into schooling on that one subject. And sometimes you might not even get the full schooling. You might just drop out early or you know, um, something else might come up in your life to where that takes precedence and you might have to pause for a little bit. There's like a whole lot of stuff that can go on with that.
yeah, it's a real pain trying to figure out where to go. I was one of those kids in high school that I was in math class and I'd get like by the teacher I'd be like, "Oh, you gotta learn this stuff just in case you ever go into construction." I'll never end up doing that. Look at where I'm at now.
Construction.
Yeah, I'm flipping houses daily, and I mean, I have the knowledge in my head, and I've been learning a lot, and it's going well. But I'm losing the motivation to be there because it's just not what I want to do.
right, right. And yeah, I definitely feel that a lot because you can work a 9 to 5 your whole life, but you got to have some type of joy behind what you're doing. And if you don't have the joy behind it, it's almost like you're just wasting your life away. And I've been constantly thinking about that over and over again. Like, is what I'm doing actually going to be worth it in the future? Is this what I want to do? Right. Um, and I actually want to get into real estate. To be honest, that's what I want to do. But it's a mix between like, should, like, can I do it? And even if I can, the risk behind it, because I know without like you can't get any sort of reward without a risk. No risk, no reward. High risk, high reward. So
Mm.
but it's always that one thing in the back of your mind that's like, what if you fail? You have nothing. But if you succeed, you have everything. So it's like, do you want to stay in that comfort zone of just doing the 9 to 5, getting a standard paycheck over and over again, or do you want to reach out and do other great things and make money on your own? Whatever that is to you, whatever that thing that you want to reach out, whatever that is, are you willing to work for it? Or are you going to stay comfortable in a certain zone? And that's like the battle that people have to fight with a lot, especially this day and age.
That's definitely what I'm fighting with. Is I need to take a risk and try and do something else to actually find something that I want to do. But I'm so comfortable right now that I don't want to change.
Right, right. It's like, because, I mean, to be honest, the 9 to 5 is like whatever. That's like, yeah, you go to it, you complain about how much it sucks, and then you come back. But it's the feeling of feeling so relaxed after coming home that's addicting. You know, it's that part that's really gets to you because after you do your deeds for the day, you got nothing else to do. It's just like I'm free to do nothing because I'm so tired. I want to do nothing, and it's that feeling of doing nothing that kind of reels you in. Because although the 9 to 5 is not enjoyable, you feel great after coming back. It's like if you are in the 90-degree sun all day long. You know, whenever you come in, hit that fresh AC, it's like the best feeling in the world. That's what it feels like coming off, like getting back home from a 9 to 5. It's like the best feeling in the world. It's like you hit that fresh AC after hours out in the sun all day long. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right.
I have that. I have that happen. That little situation happened at my job. Like today, we've been working on a roof all day, and it was crappy outside this morning, super cold, and then it really warmed up, so it was super hot. And then in the drive home, getting hit with AC. It feels so good.
Right, right. And it's like that feeling itself can be like, man, I love that feeling, but you don't realize it in the meantime. Like, you don't realize that that's the feeling that you're chasing, but you got to put that feeling somewhere else. You can't be content. And I'm over here preaching to myself because I got to listen to what I'm saying, man. Like, you can't be content with just that feeling of, yeah, I completed my day. Now it's time to just do whatever the heck else I want. If you have to work after work to get what you need done, then work after work, man. Although you're not getting paid for it now, it's going to pay itself through the fruits of your labor later on. So,
Yeah,
man,
that's kind of what
I,
I'm trying to do with this podcast. To be honest,
yeah,
I would love if I could just do this for the rest of my life, even if it was just a podcast. But like YouTube content, like any type of content creation, would just be so nice for the rest of my life. But it's hard work. Trying to get spotted and start something is hard. It's really hard. I've been struggling with that for I don't know how many years I've been doing this, but I mean, obviously the podcast is a new thing, but I'm enjoying it too, so that's a big reason to keep coming back.
right. See, I think that's the main part that I was talking about before. If you enjoy it, working, I'm not going to say it won't feel like work. It will feel like work, but it's enjoyable to you.
Mhm.
It might energy, but it's enjoyable for you to do what you're doing for something that you're passionate about. I'd rather drain my energy on something I'm passionate about than for a dead end job that I could honestly care less about, you know.
Yeah, I get exactly where you're coming from, man. So, let's see. Uh, you have any hobbies that you try to keep up with when you find the time?
Yeah, like I said about like bowling, whenever I feel like it or whenever I want to or can, I try to do that. Hobbies, like, can you count working out as a hobby? If you count that as a hobby, then I guess yeah, I would count that as a hobby.
Oh yeah, for
Um,
sure.
yeah, try to keep up with that whenever I can. I've been going after work like consistently, so yeah, I would say working out is probably the main thing. Um, Besides that, I don't think so, bro. Um, yeah, besides like working out, yeah, that's about it to be honest.
Hey, I mean, it's better to have one hobby than none. If it's something you enjoy doing, then I would always consider it like a hobby, even if you eventually can like make that into a job. That I mean, obviously that's nice, but something you enjoy doing is definitely a hobby, and working out can definitely be that.
Yeah, besides like the whole like anime stuff, like I don't think that like people would say that's a hobby. I just think that's like me wasting my time enjoyably.
Yeah,
Like,
there you go.
yeah, yeah. Like besides like anime and playing the game whenever I feel like it, I work out. So
That's fair. I have
yeah,
I have the problem of picking up too many hobbies. So,
Oh, too many hobbies? Like what?
so I obviously play video games. You knew that one. Um,
Right.
let's see. I've been trying to get into cars. Is a hobby for sure. That's an expensive one, but so are video games at this point. Uh,
Right. Right.
I've been man. There's just so much. I've been going to. There's a weekly I go to. I guess that goes under the video game category, but for Smash, there's a weekly I go to every single day. Um, there's a play that I'm in right now that I'm trying out for the first time. Trying out like acting and stuff, but it was cool to
Oh,
have. Yeah, it's cool to have that opportunity, but man, is it a different experience and taking up so much more time than I thought it would.
right. Right. If anything, I should be trying to get back into playing the trombone, man, because I'm so mad I lost my ability, and I know I lost it because it's just I know if I like hold it, it won't feel the same.
Yeah, that was
That,
a big part of at least I would presume both yours and mine like school career. It was a
right,
it definitely helped giving me something else to do at least for me in school. Um, I've always said this ever since I got out of high school that if I could have done jazz band for more years than I would have. Like I would have taken myself out of marching band just to play jazz band, do jazz band instead.
right,
Because jazz band was fun. Getting to know, obviously there were people in there like you that weren't in band, but also playing the music, learning the music, and having a fun time with everyone there. Having a much smaller crowd, having to deal with less trauma, was way fun, and that's why the episode's title is what it is because we both played trombone in band.
right, exactly. Man, sometimes I want to just like be teleported back to those specific moments, to where we're like playing everything in band and everything's going good because band had unnecessary drama. I wasn't a part of none of it.
Oh
Thank
yeah,
goodness. I was just like out in the back, just viewing everything. People might tell me stuff here or there, but I was never in any other drama. I'm always nosy. I, I,
hmm.
I just want to know what's going on. I don't want to be in. I just want to know what's going on.
No, I
You
get
know.
that. I would always want to know what's going on, but then someone would like drag me in because I'm sure you know a few people that I was friends with that would just be soaked in drama.
Hey man, it's Jacksonville, bro. Whenever you in a small town, there's everything is boring, so something's got to be interesting. And
Yeah.
what's more interesting?
Yeah, yeah, you got a point. I'm glad I will admit I miss a lot of stuff from high school, but that is not one of them. There was so much.
Oh man, I am. Well, okay, so I have a different perspective because, like I said, I wasn't in none of it. So
Yeah,
like, I like seeing people get mad at petty stuff, but I can't be because I just don't want to deal with that. So
yeah,
being drama, yeah, no. Watching the drama is something different.
yeah. I bet it is. Man, if I
Right.
if I could have avoided literally all the drama I was in, I probably would have had a phenomenal time. Besides the fact that of the other stuff that I won't go into because this episode's not about me, but yeah, it was high school. I definitely miss it sometimes, but other times I'm just like, yeah, gotta move on.
You gotta, man. Like you cannot stay stuck in high school days, bro. You
Oh yeah.
cannot allow high school to be your peak. If
Oh yeah.
you if you peak in high school, man, you're cooked. You're done. Just like like oh man, I
That
feel
there was definitely
I
a few that you're just like, yep, that's your peak. Good game, man.
yeah, man. You peaked at years old. Congratulations, bro. Like
That's
you're
what
not
they
even
cared about too. That was the crazy part. that was all they cared about too. Sometimes some of those people, that's like all they cared about. It was like this got to be my peak. I'm in high school right now.
No, it's not. That's not even. That's barely the beginning.
Oh yeah,
That's bro. And I feel old. And I can say this right now as a 23-year-old, but there's people older than me in their 40s and 50s that are going to say, well, like, you're still a baby right now. So I've been called a baby by so many like 40-year-olds. It's unreal.
yeah,
Like, every age, they say, oh, you're just a baby. Like, I'm 23 years old, man.
yeah.
like,
We're feeling
like,
older every single day, and yet we're still got so much left.
exactly, bro.
I was talking to my boss about it today. We were talking about what year we'd live to. We'll probably make it if for the average life expectancy, we'd make it to like 2080,
2080,
which
bro.
is crazy to think about.
Right. Dang, you're right. 2080. Ugh.
Yeah,
I feel so far away, but I know once it's here, it's not gonna feel. It's just gonna be like it was yesterday.
I know. It'll be like, wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I couldn't even like fathom that in my head. I thought about it. I was like, whoa, that is crazy. I'll live till if I live the average life expectancy, I'll live to like 2080,
Hmm.
which is outrageously crazy in my mind because you don't even think about the number getting that big for years. I
I
mean,
don't even know. Like there's so many things that could potentially happen in the future. I don't even know how long the Earth is gonna be around.
yeah, I
Like,
hope it makes it that far. To be honest, I just wanna,
yeah, I'm speaking like in a spiritual sense because I'm Christian.
yeah,
I don't know the true day or hour whenever the second coming is going to occur. No one knows that. All I can do is just live in the now and just do what I can to make sure that I'm in accordance with what his will is.
for sure, man. I get it. I completely understand. I was raised Christian. I'm still on that grind as well of gotta gotta do something, make sure I'm in accordance with what his plans are. To be honest, it's so far it's been kind of crazy. To be honest,
It's definitely a wild road. Like whenever I moved to Texas, I wasn't expecting any of this was going on right now. I could not have predicted it in 1,000 years.
yeah,
But I'm glad I went through it.
yeah. I'm right there with you, pal. It was a long road. It's hard, but happy to be where I'm at right now.
Hmm.
And there's still so much more ahead. It's crazy.
My God, bro. I mean, just in space, just thinking about stuff, man. Thinking about the future and everything, bro.
Yeah. So you said you plan on being in real estate in the future. Is that like your full-time goal? Would you like to like do that for the rest of your life if you got the chance to?
Oh, I mean, yeah. Like if I had got the chance to know the ins and outs of real estate, well, not that if I had got the chance, like I do have the chance to know if I really wanted to put the work in. But like, let's say in the future, like it was handed to me on a golden platter, jumping into real estate now, I would do it in a heartbeat. That's what I would do
That's-
because I feel like I'm a good communicator because I've been in like customer service ever since I started working. And but not even just that thing, it's just the way I grew up. I've just been a good communicator. I feel like because there would be times to where like my two older siblings they would fight and then I would be the mediator between the two. But but yeah, I feel like I'm a decent communicator. I talk to people on a daily basis. So it's like, and I feel like that's really like helped me too because not only have I done it in that small town Jacksonville, but it's also carried over to the to like the big cities too. So it's not like I don't know how to communicate with different people of different cloths. I know how to do that. So I feel like that would really carry into real estate to where you're learning about the person's experience, why they want to, you know, leave out of a place or buy a place. I feel like that would just help me a lot in that sort of field. So, and on top of it just being really lucrative, that's just like a big plus, the money, but like being able to learn the stories of different people and the type of connections you can make with real estate, I feel like is very unique and separate from a lot of different other spots and spaces within just the world itself.
It's definitely a different side that I've literally never thought about. I've never, not something I ever thought you would be in either. It's just not something I usually think about being in real estate, I guess.
Right.
Uh, I don't know. I've always been very dedicated to trying to push this as far as possible. For me, for multiple reasons, I've had people telling me I can't do it, and so there's that motivation of me wanting to prove people wrong, and um,
Right.
along with a bunch of other stuff as well. But it's an interesting side.
Like you're doing it right now though. Like it doesn't matter how big or how small like something is, you're doing it right now. Like you've already proved the wrong. So it's not like you haven't completed your goal. It's just, well, let me rephrase that. You haven't completed your goal as far as you getting to where you want to be.
Hmm.
But as far as you proving them wrong, as far as them saying you can't do it, you're doing it right here. You got the equipment, like you got everything that you need to continue to do it.
Well, I might. My ally's been having a lot of problems. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to sell it, but then again, I won't be able to put it on the podcast if I just sell it. So I'm like debating on it. But if I sell it, I'm gonna probably have enough money. I'm gonna save up enough money for when I sell it, I can immediately go get a laptop because it's starting to bug a lot, and I can't deal with that anymore.
I mean, like problems are gonna arise here and there anyway, but problems arising helps you know how to fix those problems in the future.
Yeah.
Because if you never run roadblocks, like if you have a smooth road, if a small pebble gets in the way, you're gonna end up crashing into that pebble. You're not gonna know how to get back up from it.
That's a good
But
point.
these little cracks that are there right now, now, okay, this is how to solve this problem because I faced it before. Like I'm not very much into technology at all, so I can't say like the exact specs or whatever the heck is going on, but I'm pretty sure like given like certain programs that you're using or just a system that's running on, certain problems are going to stay consistent. So if you know how to deal with that certain problem, it's going to be solved in the future. So
Yeah.
like you wouldn't be able to know that if you didn't have it.
Yeah. That's that's one thing that I've always been very proud of my knowledge in is technology. I've always been so into it's like a language, I guess. It just makes sense to me, and so I've always been very into and
Right.
very always been wanting to keep up with it and do more. And honestly, if I could find, even if I can't end up doing this, even if I can't end up doing this, if I could eventually just have a job even like fixing computers at like the school district or something, I'd be happy
Right.
because I just love working on that type of stuff.
Right. Yeah, and that's ultimately what matters at the end of the day. It's like doing what makes you happy. It sounds corny as heck, but that's really important. Like, you can make all the money in the world, but does it matter if you? I mean, it does. Like, I'm not gonna say like the money don't right? Because I'd rather be sad in a mansion than be sad in a freaking trailer park.
Yeah.
But but like ultimately, you gotta sit down and say, was it worth it? You know, if it wasn't worth it, then you gotta rethink some things. If you spend your entire life to attain something, just find out it wasn't worth it. I'd rather you find out early what you're doing is not worth it than to wait until you're 60 years old and you're already retired.
Yeah.
You know,
I get that. It's it's all a scary road. There's so much fear that I have to get over. I don't know if you feel the same way, but I had this.
no, I definitely feel the same.
Uh,
Like, there's so many things that I have to get over in my mind about should I do this or should I do that? And then I always just end up leaning back on uncomfortability because I know that's guaranteed. But whenever you're going into something on your own, it's not guaranteed. So there's more risk to it. So if there's more risk to it, then there's more of a chance that there's more to lose. So it's like you're scared by you, I mean me, of losing what you've built or what you have, and that kind of makes you stagnant. And you gotta go over that. You gotta go over that fear. You know, it's like learning how to walk. You gotta fall a couple of times before you keep consistently going. But it's like I don't even want to take that first step because I don't even want to, if I fall, how far am I going to fall? How far is this depending on what I'm looking into at the time? But if I don't take that risk, I'm just gonna stay the same. So
yeah.
it's really just whether or not my drive is more than my comfortability of staying the same. And I don't think it is. So I'm going to have to do some major change upon myself, you know. Oh my gosh, bro. Man, I hate
It's
thinking about.
yeah, it's frustrating and scary and confusing. Something that helped me out is I randomly found stumbled upon a YouTube channel, and really great YouTube channel called Speed with three E's, and it's just a guy that likes to talk about a bunch of different things that he likes, and one of the episodes was good habits he wished he'd started doing sooner. And number one was being okay with being uncomfortable, which is one of the hardest things I have ever heard in my entire life because being uncomfortable is so uncomfortable, and I don't want to. But
Right.
trying to be okay with it makes you a better person, and also you be able to do things that you really want to do as well. And so that's one thing I've been trying to work on this year is being okay with being uncomfortable, being putting myself in those situations I normally wouldn't, just to try and get used to that feeling.
Hmm. Getting used to that feeling, that's that's a process. Like you might not ever get used to the feeling, but you got to get used to not getting used to it.
Exactly.
Man, it's so tough, but you got to get over that hill if you want to reach paradise. You want to reach that oasis. You know?
Yeah. It's definitely a big struggle that I've been working my way through. But um, Let's see, what else have I got for you? So obviously you said you were getting into bowling and you would like to do it more. Are there any other sports that you like to watch or maybe play every now and again?
Not specifically. Um, I have been getting a lot of basketball stuff on my feed because I was never really into basketball, but like I do like Steph Curry though because I've been like watching a lot of wouldn't say watch, but I've been like more into Steph Curry specifically because I just think that for some reason he's underrated and well I wouldn't say underrated. It's like he's not underrated in his ability, but I don't think he's as appreciated as he should be. If that makes any sort of sense. So I've been like not watching per se, but monitoring like how Golden State has been doing since Jimmy Butler came into the lineup. Man, they've been doing pretty good. I don't know how far they'll make it to like the playoffs, but I think they have like a real shot at like um doing better than most people expect them to do.
That's fair.
But I
That was
haven't really like been like for anything else.
that was one thing that also happened to me where I wasn't really into football growing up, for reasons I've talked about in the first episode of the podcast. But football started showing up a lot on my feed, and I fell in love with the Bills and Josh Allen as a
Right,
player, and so I've been starting to watch football, and I try and pay attention to the Bills. So I have the exact same scenario, but with football.
right, exactly.
Have you No, that's college teams, so never mind. I won't ask about March Madness unless you've been watching any at all.
Nah, I've been really focused on March Madness.
I get that. I have not looked into it at all. I have a lot of people in my life that are all. I mean, I guess it's over. It is April, but I won't. We'll just skip over that. So obviously you said you were into anime as well. Do you have any other TV shows slash movies or series, anything like that you like to watch besides anime? And then we'll come back to anime. I'll ask you about your favorite ones.
um, crap. TV shows. Trying to think. Some years ago, I was watching Supernatural. Supernatural. I finished that. That was a good show. I think I forgot a lot about it, but Supernatural was very good. Um, Also Dexter. These are all shows I watched like a while ago, like Dexter, Supernatural. Those are good. Um, I recently knew somebody that made me watch the Twilight Saga. I'm kind of mad I watched through that entire thing. It was so long. Um, I mean, it got better at the end, so I was like, okay. The, I'm not sure the payoff was completely worth it, but I'm glad I got to see the end of it. But the acting was so bad, bro. Oh my gosh.
That's one
I
thing
don't
I
know.
hope I never have to watch. To be honest, I just don't know if I can sit through it.
I, I don't think I could do that again, dude. Especially now with Twilight, bro. I get like it was okay. It was like when did that come out? Like mid late 2000s. Maybe I'm completely wrong.
I can figure that out right now.
Yeah.
I should not be searching this up. I have no idea how to spell anyways. At all. Let's see. 2008 was the first movie.
Right. That's what I thought, 2008. And then it carried into like uh like early 2010s,
I think the last one
like
was. It says here
well,
last one came out in 2012,
right.
which is crazy. How many movies is that? One, two, three, four.
Like four.
5.
Five movies.
Yeah.
Oh my! I can't believe I watched all those movies, bro.
You're telling me I mean, I'm super big into Marvel, so it's not a pain for me whatsoever. But how many Marvel movies are out? And I've seen almost every single one of them, besides like the newest ones.
Say that
It's
again.
so I mean, I'm a big Marvel fan, so obviously it's not a big of a as big of a pain. But how many Marvel movies are out? And I've seen all of them except for like Captain America: Brave New World, which just released in
Yeah.
theaters.
Right. I don't think I'm ever gonna get caught up on Marvel, to be honest, bro. Because there's way too many Marvel movies out there.
There's a
Like
since
I've
have you watched like Endgame Infinity War?
yeah, I've watched those two,
Then you're
but
good. Honestly, it's dropped a little bit, to be honest. I'll be honest
I've,
with you.
I've watched a lot since then. Like, yeah, I've heard it's dropped a lot. I was gonna watch the Doctor Strange movie afterward, but I gotta watch the Spider-Man movies first. Shoot, bro. Craig.
Spider-Man's all worth watching. If you have the time, I would recommend always watching the Spider-Man movies just because Spider-Man is my favorite character, like of literally all time across all media ever. And I
Right,
think he's just no. Even his bad movies are pretty good comparatively. Um,
right.
and all of Tom's have been really good. I I loved Homecoming. I loved Far From Home, and No Way Home was just another huge scale thing that I never expected that we would end up getting, let alone in the MCU. And
Right.
speaking of Spider-Man, have you watched the animated Spider-Man movies, the Spider-Verse movies?
No. Oh, I'm so mad I haven't watched those. Yeah, those are ones I really wanted to get into, but I haven't seen any of them. I'm kind of mad about it. I feel like the same way about the Sonic movies. I haven't watched those either.
Those are also
Man,
pretty good.
those two I really want to watch. Like the Amazing Spider-Man animated movies and the Sonic movies. I want to get into those.
The Spider-Verse movies are if the third one is like an 8 out of 10, then we have witnessed, even if it's that low, which isn't even that low, but if it's like an 8 out of 10, we have witnessed probably the single best trilogy that has that in our lifetime probably.
Okay, that might be some insane glaze, but I have to find out
They're
until.
they're so good, and I really hope they hit the nail on the head with the last one. And from what we've seen from like panels and stuff like that, it looks like it's gonna be pretty good, at least animation wise. But they got to hit the story on the head because
I
this is insane.
Shamik Moore, he locks in, bro, because he been kind of he hasn't been having any good PR in social media lately, bro. He's oh man, he's been yeah. Good luck to him, bro. That's all I gotta say. Good luck to him.
And then the
Good.
Sonic movies, I have seen all three of those. If you're a Sonic fan, the third movie you will squeal like a little girl probably.
All right,
The first one's pretty good, and the second one's pretty good, and then the third one they just take all of the video game stuff that you love from the Sonic games, and they're just like,
and then just put it there.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
like, here you go, pal, and you're just like, oh my gosh, crazy.
Right. Crap. I wanna I wanna watch it.
I recommend both of those. Both of those are very good.
Probably some websites I could find.
Probably. Hush,
Yeah.
hush.
Legal websites, legal ones.
Legal
No,
websites. Yes, yes,
Disney
yes.
Plus.
Yeah, I think the Spider-Man movies are on Netflix, and the Sonic movies are on Paramount if you're looking for them.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Those are the websites I would definitely be using.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. That's a
These are good
perfect place
sponsors.
to go
Right.
for
Yeah.
those. Use your
Whatever you do not search on Reddit for any links.
use
Don't
links
do not do
responsibly. Don't trust that that OnlyFans girl that randomly showed up on your Snapchat.
that. Yeah, don't. Yeah, nah. Guarant. Yeah. Have you ever gotten those like weird ads on Snapchat, bro? Well, like to where you have like a random user add you,
Oh yeah.
like, but it's not a person. It's like a person like in India trying to scam you or something. I
Yep.
don't freaking know.
I
Like,
immediately report the link as suspicious and then block them.
right,
That's how we go.
right.
That's how we do this thing. Or I've used this trick as well because sometimes the suspicious link doesn't work. Is sometimes you can get them to this is kind of crazy, but sometimes you can get them to send you nudes, and then
Yo,
if you report the news, the account gets blocked and taken down, and then you block them. And so that's another thing to get them off the app. I think that's a good. I'm doing a necessary evil to get something good out of it,
yeah, yo,
in my opinion.
bro just wants to go. That's it.
No, no. That's not the goal. That's not the goal. It's a necessary evil to fix the problems. In my opinion, that's what I. That's sometimes you have to take the sacrifice. Okay.
My goonin, gotcha. The necessary goon. Oh my gosh, bro. Man,
something like that.
Snap. Why am I even on Snapchat, bro? It's like I don't talk to anybody on there really. It's just like I look at to see what other people's doing, maybe for like 30 seconds. I swipe back off. Yeah, I'm like on Instagram or Twitter or something or YouTube. Like.
My most used app is probably YouTube. If not YouTube, then it's Balatro. But that's another topic. Um, but yeah, mine's probably YouTube, and then Snapchat probably. I use Snapchat quite a lot. I have a lot of people that I talk to on that just because I don't have their number or anything like that, so it makes the most sense.
Right. Yeah, if you don't have the number, I understand it. Right? Because like sometimes like Snapchat is like the only way you can contact somebody. So yeah. But yeah, if you're like using Snapchat right now and you're only using it for streaks, that's crazy to me.
There are some people that do that. Like they don't even open up your snaps and they'll just send you a streak, and I do not understand that whatsoever.
Like I use like streaks, people still doing streaks on purpose is crazy to me.
Yeah, I
Like
never, never can't.
that's crazy. You got actual grown adults sending streaks. Like, okay, bro, you might actually be cooked. Like, put down the app, go outside, touch a single blade of grass, and then you'll be like, like the nutrition you would get from touching the blade of grass would probably do you so much good. Like, put the phone down, like, please. I promise you, your life will get better.
Yeah. There's the same people that still doom scroll TikTok.
Oh
Do
yeah,
you have TikTok?
I have TikTok. I would say I use it like twice a week at this point. I don't use it a lot.
Yeah. I use it sometimes to like wind down after work, but then I'm off of it. I'm back on YouTube.
You
TikTok.
need
What's
no,
that?
no. I mean, like you need to use it for content creation, like
I
post
should,
clips.
to be honest. I should start posting podcast clips there, but figuring out that beast on Linux sounds like annoying as hell. So I'll figure that out when I get a Windows laptop, which is I'll probably save up some money, sell the ROG Ally, and then go buy a good Windows laptop because I can't deal with all the problems I'm dealing with anymore.
once you get what you can, like TikTok posting, I wouldn't. Okay, I would say it's way easier to blow up on TikTok than it is on any other like social media website.
For sure.
Like you could like a random video get like a million plus views, like 500 to a million views, and then you'll get like a small following from there. Like if you use it properly, you can like use TikTok to really boost your career.
Yeah. I probably do need to use it because everyone's on it, obviously. But the main topic I bring up TikTok for is they released like a second app called TikTok Lite, which is so much better than TikTok. It's so much better. So basically, they took TikTok, they stripped everything away, and took it back to where it was before they added like the shop, ads 24/7, TikTok shop ads 24/7, and all that crap.
That's actually a crazy good idea. Shoot.
Yeah, I get if I'm getting on TikTok, I'm always getting on TikTok Lite because I don't have to deal with the TikTok Shop ads. I don't have to deal with TikTok Shop in general. I don't have to deal with any ads whatsoever. I just get my feed of what I want, and it's still just basically normal TikTok.
That's crazy. That's actually really good.
Yeah, I was finding myself since they made all those updates to like make TikTok Shop like so annoyingly everywhere that I was on YouTube Shorts more, which is another like another
Right,
beast.
right. Shorts, Instagram Reels. Oh my gosh, Instagram Reels. I think that's more cursed than TikTok, to be honest.
That's one place
Like
I have not found myself in yet is TikTok Reels. I'll watch stuff that people send me, but other than that, I just don't watch TikTok Reels or Instagram Reels.
if man, it's cursed, bro.
I've
I'm
heard,
telling you.
I've seen, and I've heard.
Like if you just start scrolling for a little bit, I'm telling you, there's like a 10% chance you might see some gore on there. Nah, nah. Well, I'm not gonna say his name, but uh, in our same friend group, for some reason, he he like it's like he has live leak on his freaking stuff sometimes. It's like, how do you have that on Instagram? How are they allowing that on Instagram, dude? Like, first off, why is that in your feed? Second off, how are they getting away with it being on Instagram? I don't understand that.
You'll have to
But
tell me afterwards because I have no idea what you're talking about. But
right, right, yeah, I'll tell you afterwards. But it's just like it won't be like too crazy. It'll be like somebody like breaking their bone in like a real nasty way or something. It's like,
yeah,
bro, that man. I'm just trying to see like weird, dumb videos on Instagram. And you're showing me people breaking their bones or like just like most of the random stuff.
oh yeah, I've seen I've heard and seen a few things on
Yeah,
Instagram Reels that I'm like, okay, yeah, this is not for me. I'm good.
like Instagram Reels is like it's almost more brain rot than TikTok. So
I'd believe it. I
yeah,
would
yeah.
I would like hardcore believe it. Um. Oh, we have not talked about the Switch 2 on the podcast. We talked about it a little bit before. I would like to know your thoughts on the Switch 2.
Well, I don't like I said before. You told me a little bit of the specs about it. They sound great. They sound good, and they look good. The, I want to play Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and go in the forest of time. Well, not the forest of time, but and go into the forest without having slowdown. If I can do that, it'd be perfect. That's all I want to do. Um, but prices of the games is where everybody's talking about because the system itself seems reasonable. It seems a reasonable price. It's just the games themselves going forward, like $80. That's crazy. Canada, they're getting screwed. There's like 100, I think like 90 or $100.
Jesus.
yeah, they're getting screwed, man.
Yeah, for sure, man.
My biggest fear is not only what Nintendo is going to do, but whether or not that's going to influence other companies to start pricing their games higher.
Well, that's something.
Because
Well, that's like one thing, real quick, that like games have jumped up. There are most normal games that are like the big AAA titles that are made like by like Spider-Man for Sony or Halo for Xbox or even like Forza for Xbox. They've all jumped up to like 70, and that's what most of their games are priced at right now. It's only Mario Kart World for some reason that's 80, and I don't really know why.
Mhm.
But I mean, you can get it for a deal of 50 if you get it with the bundle, which is what I'm gonna end up doing when I end up buying one, because I'll probably try and get it on release day, because that'll be good content. Stick around for that. But I mean, other than that, I think the rest of the games are kind of reasonably priced because if you're getting a Switch, you're getting them to play Nintendo games. You're not getting them to play like Elden Ring or something like that. You're getting it to play the Nintendo games that you love, like Smash, Mario Kart, Donkey
Right,
Kong, stuff like that. And those games are now fairly priced with the other games.
right. And I definitely see that. But like for me, I feel like that um companies have been wanting to increase the price of their games for the longest time. They just haven't because of the potential pushback they were afraid of getting. But now that Nintendo has done it, it's like, is that going to cause a wave for other companies to do it? Will they like maybe go lower and say 70 instead of 60? Right? Like, I think that might influence. That might be like the straw that broke the camel's back. I feel like because once Nintendo did it, I feel like that might inspire other companies to go ahead and do the same.
Speaking of that, I think it was PlayStation or Xbox. It was one of the two. I think it was PlayStation, and they were asking people their thoughts on the Switch 2. They were like asking people in interviews about their thoughts on the Switch 2 because they used to have a handheld. Now they don't really. They have the Portal, but the Portal is kind of not really a handheld. It's more of a streaming device for games. Um, but they were asking people about it, which is kind of interesting. We could see like a PlayStation Switch, which would be kind of cool.
That would be cool. Yeah, I know Steam Deck tried to do something similar, but it just never picked up.
The the
Ironically, Steam, but
the only problem with the Steam Deck is it's not in retail stores. So currently, what I'm on right now is the ROG Ally, which is pretty much the Steam Deck but with Windows. But Windows wasn't running that hot, so I swapped it to Linux, and now it acts like a Steam Deck, and it's phenomenal. It runs great, and it's phenomenal. And the Steam Deck, I've held one in my hands. It is the most comfortable handheld I've ever held in my entire life. It's insane. And that's the biggest problem though, is that it's not in retail stores. If it was more visible, people would be buying the Steam Deck way more often than people are because the Steam Deck is pretty much a console experience for your Steam games, and it's
right,
insane how well it was implemented and how comfortable it is and how well it works. It's crazy. And that's a whole nother topic that I could pour hours into talking about because I know so much about it because it's so interesting to me. But if the Steam Deck was in stores, it would be doing just as well as the other consoles, in my opinion. But you can only purchase it online, and no one knows about it.
that might have just been a failure on their part.
That is the biggest failure on their part for that thing in general is they're not putting it in stores, so it's not getting out to everyone. Because people, if
Right,
you go into a store and you want to go buy a video game, you see Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox. You don't see a Steam Deck there. You see Steam
right.
cards, but you're like, oh, that's just for those weird PC users. Which, I mean,
Yeah, like parents like whenever they're buying stuff. Well, okay, so the world has definitely evolved more toward online shopping, but I feel like there's still occasionally sometimes where they're in stores looking for certain things, and if you end up finding the Steam Deck, I feel like just having it in stores allows more eyes to just be on you. So that not being an option just kind of really like hurt them a little bit. In my opinion.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's my entire point of view. And yes, a lot of people have gone to purchasing online, but again, the only place you can find it is on Steam's page. Steam's specific place for the deck. So you have to actually be looking for it. It has to something that you see and you're like, "Oh, I'll go look at that." And then you end up seeing, "Oh, I can get a really cheap Steam Deck and then upgrade it for really cheap as well." And it'll be because they made it to be upgradable, but it's just not in people's feeds. It's unless you're like really big into technology, you're not seeing the Steam Deck anywhere,
Right,
and so you're not thinking about it. So the only thing you're thinking, so that's what Nintendo is filling that space with the Switch 2, in my opinion, because it's literally just Steam Deck but Nintendo.
right.
And so they're kind of filling that space, and so I mean, they did that originally with the Switch, and that's why the Steam Deck came about and all these other handhelds like PCs. But with the new upgrade with the Switch 2, they are literally just filling that void because the Switch 2 was underpowered compared to the other consoles, so you couldn't play your Elden Rings and your Halos and your Fortnite's as well. Fortnite is on the Switch, but it's not. It doesn't play as well as it does on your PlayStation or something like that. And now
Uh,
with the ability to do that with the Switch 2, in my opinion, I feel like the Switch 2 is going to explode. It's going to be just so mainstream, and maybe it's not going to look as good as your PlayStation 5s and your Xbox Series X's, but you don't need that if you're able to literally take your console and go play your Elden Ring on the train or something like that.
Yo, that oh man, that would be so crazy.
That's
That would be
that's
so
that's
crazy
the that's
good.
the craziness of it, and that's why they're so cool and so important to gaming and why the Switch was so important is because you get the ability to you have your I mean it's literally what they showed for when they first showed off the Switch. You playing your Legend of Zelda on the TV. Oh, I gotta go. Set down the controller, take your Switch with you, start playing it, and
Right,
I mean it's just in your hands. I carry my Switch around with me daily. And I used to carry my Ally around with me daily, but since it's been having a lot of bugs, I need to connect it to internet all the time. So I carry my
right,
Switch around with me daily until I got my Ally, and now that my Ally's having issues, I've gone back to carrying my Switch. And it leads me to purchase most of the games that the Switch can handle on my Switch because I have the ability to play them at home, and then when I want to leave, I can take it with me.
right. Exactly, exactly. And yeah, Nintendo did something special with the Switch, man. That they really, man, like they were trying to do that because like you can tell from like the GameCube up, they were trying to incorporate a lot of handheld stuff because like the GameCube had that little handle on it that you could like carry around with you. And then like the Wii had like the Wii wasn't like really like handheld, but it was like small
Mm.
and it had more of the functionality of like of a of of a family oriented experience. And then whenever they had the DS and then the DSi and then the 3DS, all handhelds, they were sometimes like they sometimes had like cross of games between the Wii/Wii U and games on the 3DS or DSi. So it's like they were trying to mix those two in for a long time, and then Switch was the one thing that had did it, and then it's just kind of just revolutionized like how like like handheld gaming. Because what's the point of having a system specifically for handhelds if the whole console is the handheld and the at home console, it just kind of changed everything.
Oh yeah.
So
Uh,
they really did crazy with it. Like for as long as I'm like, you can talk trash a lot, justifiably so, on a lot of practices Nintendo does, but you cannot take away what they've done specifically for changing the game multiple times over and over again.
oh yeah, they've always been on top of. Holy shit! What the fuck happened to my camera? I'm just gone. That's crazy.
So well, I can see you, but it's probably different.
It's well, I can like see myself. It's just like super blurry.
I gotcha. Is it
Yeah.
showing up on like the live stream that way?
Oh yeah. Oh, it just fixed itself. We're good now.
Nice, nice.
It was showing up on the live stream, but yeah. So the Switch went so PlayStation 2 is the number one selling console of our time, and it has sold 160 million units. The Switch in its lifetime from 2017 till now is now the number two selling console of all time, and it's sold 150 million units.
That is insane. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, it's insane. I mean, it's so. Even if you have like a PlayStation 4 or a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox, you still are like it's so nice. Like you just have that ability to just take your games with you. Even if you're not buying the Switch, you buy the Switch Lite. You still have that
Right,
ability to take some of those games and take them with you is incredible. And then
right.
I mean, I've had 3 Switches in my lifetime. I had the Switch Lite, and then I got a regular Switch, and then I bought the OLED eventually. And the OLED is insane as well, but I mean that's 3 consoles right there that they've sold, and it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, like I didn't even think about like the amount of how many systems one person has bought. Like not even just going to different families, but you have single people buying multiple systems. So that's just like, well, and it's like it's not as expensive as the other ones too, so you can afford to do that.
Oh yeah, my I have 2 recommendations for consoles as of right now. My first recommendation is if you're really into playing like Fortnite, Call of Duty, that kind of stuff, you buy the Xbox Series S. Those are online games. You
Right.
do not need a disk drive and all this other stuff because it's a good entry point. If you get the 512 gigabyte one, it's 300. If you buy the terabyte one, which is a better deal, you get 100 and it's 350. For that price as an entry point, it's perfect. And then, or if you do not care about those and you just want something that is perfect and you want to be able to play Nintendo games, the Switch OLED. $350 entry point. You get to play Nintendo games. You get to take a lot of not all the games are on the Switch, but most of the games are on the Switch, and you can just take it with you wherever you want. Those are the 2 best consoles right now to buy if you just want to get in and start playing games, in my opinion, or the Switch and the Series S. And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a diehard PlayStation fan. I mean, my favorite company for games is Nintendo. I just love the Switch so much, and I love the Nintendo games so much. Like you said, some of the practices I'm not a fan of, but Nintendo is probably my favorite. But my second favorite is PlayStation, and I would recommend an Xbox Series S over a PlayStation just because it's phenomenal. It's another great starting point. But the PS5 is nice. I have one. I have the limited edition Spider-Man one, because I'm a Spider-Man fan. But those are the 2 best consoles if you wanna get something, or if you want to get both of them. That's still cheaper than buying a PS5 Pro. It's just a really really solid platform that Nintendo built, especially with all the indie games and Nintendo games. It's insane.
Right, right. Speaking of like indie games, Nintendo is incorporating more indie games into their lineup too. You got like Stardew Valley. You got crap. What's the It's it's another platformer. That's well, I'm not sure if I'm thinking of it, but I'm pretty sure I'm Celeste. You got Celeste on there. You
Hollow
got
Knight.
yeah, Hollow Knight. That's what I was thinking about. Yeah, Hollow Knight. I'm pretty sure Shovel Knight is on there too, isn't it?
Shovel Knight is, yep.
A lot of indie games on there. Undertale's on the Switch. Yeah, a lot of indie games, which is
Oh yeah.
crazy to me.
And they share so much light to them too, which is also another thing that I love. They have the Nintendo Directs that are called Indie Worlds, and they just show off indie games, and they do a phenomenal job at pushing out indie games, which are is such a big thing. Which, like I said before, and you said too, some of the practices that they partake in, we're not big fans of, but some of the practices they do partake in, I'm a huge fan of. Like having an entire direct that's just based on showing off indie games is so good for the scene of people who make indie games, but also just showing off games that are so cool that people wouldn't normally see. Like a game I talk about literally all the time.
Balatro.
Balatro, in my opinion, was the best game to release last year.
I haven't played it at all.
It is phenomenal. It got nominated for Game of the Year, and it's an indie game. It got nominated for Game of the Year. It won several awards at the Game Awards, and it was made by one guy.
That's crazy. That
Yeah,
is insane.
I love the game so much that I have bought it on Steam. I have bought it on PlayStation. I have bought it on Xbox. I have bought it on Switch. You just saw that. I've bought it on my phone, and I bought it on for Christmas for my sister on her phone. Yeah, and it's
It
phenomenal game. I glaze this game whenever I get the chance. I tell people you should try out Balatro. You like games, you have a chance to play a game, try out Balatro. You want to make sure that you like the game before you buy it, I'll let you try it on my phone, then go buy it yourself because this game deserves to be seen, made by one guy, and it's phenomenal.
did your sister play at all?
Oh yeah, my sister, I had her try it out. I was like, if you like this game, I will buy it for you for Christmas. If you don't, I'll get you something else. But I would like you to try out this game because this game means so much to me because of just the ability to make such a great game by one person that I want to buy it. I've bought it 5 times on literally everything I own. Um, I was like, please try it out and I will buy it for you. And she tried it out and she fell in love with it, and I was like, all right, bet you're getting it on your phone. And so now she plays it on her phone. It's just insane, and the ability to put it on everything as well. Like I said, I bought it on my phone, Steam, and all 3 of my consoles. You can play it literally anywhere. The best ways to play it are definitely on a computer or on your phone. Playing it with a controller is very weird, but it's doable and it's worthwhile to do because the game is so fun. It's it's another experience, and I will recommend it till the day I die.
Right.
I my best comparison is that I've used before for many people is when Tetris came out for our parents. It was a revolutionary game. This is crazy. It's so simple but so fun. Balatro is our Tetris,
Really?
in my
Is that
opinion.
crazy?
In my opinion, yes, and I've heard a lot of other people say that too. There's a YouTuber that I love to watch that does a lot of tech stuff, and he's also said the same thing. Is Balatro is the Tetris of our generation.
Okay, that's insane glaze. I'll have to play it. Like I might have to actually play it, bro.
I
That's
I
that's
will I will always recommend the game. I've like like I've said several times, but I for our plays. for a play, we had to write a bio about ourselves, like our physical person. And my last sentence was, also you should check out Bellagio, the best game of last year. Um, and that was the last sentence.
Wow.
Yeah.
1 second. I gotta put my phone there.
Hey man, I mean, we've hit an hour 19, so if you would like to go, that's perfectly okay with me. I think he's gone. I think he stepped out for a second, but still muted.
There we go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I'm staying here. I just had to move spots because my charger was different. It was like placed differently.
Yeah, you're good. Like I said, if you're one in, we've hit an hour and 20 minutes. So
Well, how
um,
long are you your podcast?
usually they're an hour. So we've hit that time limit.
Do you have any more questions?
I've read through all of them. Besides, like we didn't get back to anime. Talking about your favorite anime. And I didn't ask you about books you like to read, but I don't read that many books either.
The
And
Bible. There we go.
there you
That's the
go. There you
all
go.
right. But if you want to run the anime question real quick, I don't mind asking. Well, answering it.
Give me shoot your top five.
Oh shoot. See, I'm always iffy about that because I don't really have exact placements for them.
Then give
But
me
I would
if you're
say
not, then give me what you're currently watching and what are your some of your favorites.
no, 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 no. I also give you my top five, but I just can't rank them above one or the other. You
Okay.
know. So, um, uh, Dororo, um, Dororo. That's how it's spelled. That's fire. Um, Naruto, got to throw that in there. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Uh, shoot, there was like another one. Oh, I think Goblin Slayer. That really first episode, wildest first episode I've ever seen in my whole life. But it got me watching it, and it got me like wanting to see more of the world of Goblin Slayer. So that did its job very well. Um, and what else? Shoot, I had another one. Um, I want to just say DBZ because that's like Godfather of. Well, I'm not gonna say Godfather, but it's like the inspiration for a lot of modern anime. I think I don't want to put it as an honorable mention because it's like it's 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 great, but I feel like there's like better material out there now, but it's just kind of hard to say what it is. I think I'm gonna have to put Attack on Titan in that spot five. I'm gonna have to slide that in there. So I got Goblin Slayer, Dororo, Naruto, Full Metal Alchemist, and Attack on Titan.
All right. Those are good choices. Those are good choices.
Yeah.
I have not seen any of them besides the first episode of Attack on Titan. I watched the first episode. I was like, damn, I need a break already. Jesus Christ, what is that?
Don't watch Goblin Slayer.
It's
Do
funny
not
because
watch it.
I had such a problem with that. But have you seen the Castlevania show on Netflix?
No, I really wanted to watch that too. I
It's a
wanted to watch that a lot.
phenomenal show. Super gory. I had no problems with it whatsoever.
Yeah, just knowing Castlevania, that sounds kind of crazy, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know
Um,
why. Maybe I was just more into it. Other show, I'll recommend you a few shows that I think you should watch and I think you'll like. So obviously Castlevania was one, and you already said you want to
mhm.
watch that, so you're already on top of that. I also, let's see, there was a few other ones. There was something other else. Invincible. Have you seen Invincible?
Oh yeah, I watched the first season of it. Because like every time I want to watch what's coming out right now, it's never finished. So I'm like, okay, let me just wait until so I can binge it all.
Yeah.
And then the next season comes out. I'm like, dang it, bro, I gotta wait again because I was being too lazy on the second season. And then I find out the third season. I'm like, bro, I gotta wait till this is done. So
Well,
there's like,
I'll let you know right now. Season 2 and 3 have concluded for right now.
okay,
So
so
those
they're done.
those those seasons are done. We'll get season 4 coming. I don't know when.
Okay, so I'm probably going to try to catch up as soon as possible. But yeah, I know Invincible just from season one is good.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal show. This might be the best, more glazing of things that I love. And Invincible has become maybe my second favorite character of all time, taking over Sonic's spot, um, which is also
Mm.
crazy. But just from watching those first 3 seasons, he might have taken Sonic's spot because they're so good.
Oh,
We might be
ooh,
more
hold on a
glazing.
second.
Might be seeing the best TV show of superhero media we've ever seen in our entire lives as well.
Gotcha. I've forgotten anime. Um, hold on a second. In that top five said Goblin Slayer, Naruto, Doro, Fullmetal Alchemist, and Attack on Titan. Somewhere in there has to be Vinland Saga. I don't know what to take out, but Vinland Saga has to be somewhere in there. It's like on the exact same level as all of those, in my opinion. So that has to be put in there too. Um, To Your Eternity was also good too. Shoot, bro. Okay. Yeah. See, this is why I don't like top fives.
That's
Okay. The ones that I have watched, like those two, Villain Saga and To Your Eternity. One that I'm watching right now is ReZero. Um, because I know the newer season just came out, but I never watched the like first season at all. And I kind of have like a guilty pleasure of watching like isekai, like into another world type anime. No matter how bad they are, no matter how okay, so it doesn't matter how bad it is, how generic it is, how bad the animation is. If it's an isekai anime, I'm going to watch it. I don't know what it is about it. I'm just going to watch it. It just sounds there's like one where a dude got turned into a vending machine into another world, and I watched it, bro. I don't. I feel so dumb for even saying that out loud, but it's like I have like a guilty pleasure for bad isekai, but good isekai are fire. So it's like it doesn't matter what it is. I'll watch the isekai no matter how bad it is. Um, so I've really been uh and I know ReZero is an isekai, like a really good one. I just never watched it, so I'm on season one of that right now.
okay. I've seen so I have watched pretty much no anime besides the first episode of Attack on Titan.
Right.
I have watched like half the first season of Demon Slayer. I kind of got bored, so I stopped. But I've watched like half the first season of that. And then my favorite anime of all time, My Hero Academia.
My Hero is good. Yeah. Is the
I
new season out?
I do not know. I'm a little bit behind. I'm not fully caught up. I think we're on season 6, and I think I'm slogging my way through that, or we're on season 7, and I'm slogging my way through that because I'm trying to find time.
Right. 'Cause I know I watched the entirety of what I perceive to be the newest season, where well we had talked about it a little bit ago,
Yeah.
but I don't remember what season that was. But I know like uh All for One is doing his thing, and Shigaraki is doing his thing over at UA and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah,
There's a lot
no
of.
spoilers by the way,
Yeah,
because
we
that
won't
happens
spoil.
throughout everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's not a spoiler. Um, but yeah, like that's where I'm at in the latest season. Well, I'm already like past.
I've completed what I perceive to be the latest season. I don't know if they have new episodes out right now. So if they have new episodes out, I'm not caught up. But if they don't, then I'm caught up.
I do not know where we're at in My Hero. I kept up on Invincible really well. I've just been, I don't know. I have been avoiding it for some reason, like not watching it for some reason. I
Right.
don't really know why, because I love the
Right.
show and I will probably glaze the show till the end of time because I love it. It's just like if X-Men was an anime is what it feels like to me, to be honest.
Right.
But I don't know. I gotta get back to watching that, but I mean, an hour and 30. You have the longest episode so far, so I'll probably end it
I
here.
yap a lot, bro. So
Amen. Me too.
I
So
just
two
yap.
yappers, we yap. I uh I appreciate you coming out to the episode. Do you have any shout outs, any social media, any shout outs to family members or something like that? Anything you want to shout out, you can shout out.
um, Not really, man. Well, shout out to all of my older siblings. Um, I can name them all if I wanted. Yeah, I'm gonna go down the list and my younger siblings. So shout out all my siblings. Um, Joey, Tonio, Quayla, Elijah, Jordan, Jack, Jonathan, and Shanice. All of them. Love y'all to death. Shout out to y'all. Y'all changed my life for the better. Um, and uh, some of my friends that I haven't talked to in a long time. Um, I'm not gonna say them by name, just to keep them uh like safe. 'Cause I don't know if they would be cool with it, but they know who they are. Um, the ones that were at my lunch table in high school, I still think about y'all every day. I gotta talk to y'all more often, but y'all are always in my heart, and I appreciate y'all for sure. Like definitely. And yeah, mom, my dad, shout them out. You know, standard stuff, bro.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Well, like I said, I really do appreciate you coming out for an episode. I am going to hop off here and get this posted everywhere that I can. So thank you again, and I will talk to you. Hopefully, hear you again soon. Maybe we can. I don't know when your free days are, but maybe we can talk about that. Maybe we could. You can kick my ass in some Smash again.
All right, man, for sure, for
All
sure.
right.
I'll set that appointment up anytime, man.
All right.
Yeah,
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much.
I got you, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate you too, man.
Yes, sir. Glad to be here. You have it
Oh,
going all right?
hey, you too, man.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll make sure the mic doesn't cut out now. It looks like it's doing fine. So thank you guys again for showing up to another episode of the podcast. It was this was a special one. Amani will always hold a very good place in my heart. I love that guy. So thank you, and I'm going to get out of here and get this posted. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye bye.